Hey everybody. In this video, I'm gonna go over how to play Jerome, which is on The Scene Is Dead and is the song in Metal in Very Inappropriate Places. And to start off, the song was actually recorded on the 7th string, the Chapman 7th string, the one that starts off the video, but I don't have it with me right now. It's with my friend Jeff. And I did the rest of the video on the 8th string, which it of course can be played on the Ebony model, and on the styrofoam model made an appearance in the video. But the song was recorded on the 7th string, so I think just to make this video easier and less confusing. So you don't need this string, of course, one of the advantages of locking tuners there. And then you only need the lowest 3 strings anyway. It's a pretty simple tune, and it's in drop A, so we take the string down a step to A. And there's the beginning of the song. So we just got a palm mute on those bottom 3 strings and just let them ring out. And in the original tune, the song was written for the video, and the original idea for the beginning was going to be, it would start off with some type of peaceful scene, and then I would, kick a lamp or something like that, and all of a sudden end up in frame, and then act as if we're starting a concert. The song is named after Jerome, which was a band from my local area back in my high school days, and that scene, bands would often just, have their guitars in a drop tuning, strum that chord, and then the vocalist would, get the crowd going and then jump into the first song. So I wanted to do the same here, but after I saw the wedding shot starting the video, we decided to just cut that idea. So in the final edit, it's very short, but in the original, it holds out a while, and then there's a pick slide that goes into the song. But in the final video, there's just some of that pick slide just turned into, my hand getting onto the fretboard. So after the intro, the song starts off 2 palm mutes, both open and then on the 3rd fret, and then a good amount of vibrato on the 3rd fret, then same over to the 2nd. And then into just some palm muted open notes on the A. And you really want to use a lot of vibrato. Really get the strings snarling if you can, and smacking into the fretboard a bit with some hard picking. Then we got 4th fret and 5th fret on the next string on the E there. Back to... Then we bring in these chords, which are power chord shapes. The same pattern as before, but now going into those chords. So 3-5, 2-4, which are a power chord shape, but in a drop tuning gets that really, really aggressive sounding chord. And then it repeats. And then the second time through, that transitions into the next part of the song. We do those chords. Then that same pattern with the palm muted 0-3 chord, 0-2 chord, but then we just go to a regular power chord, which is barred. But I do play it in a little bit of a different way. When I play the power chord, I'm only playing the next 2 strings, just the E and A there on the 3rd fret, as well as for the 2nd fret there. So far we got. Then the full pick slide. You're playing the album version. Then to maybe what you would consider the chorus riff or a bridge. So the next riff is tremolo picking, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 2nd. And I try to really dig into the string there too. Then that same pattern with the chords, the power chord shaped chords. Yeah, and the second time through, it's a bit of a different pattern, and we use that open E, and I try to really smack it, and kind of to get like a pop sound of the string smacking into the fretboard. I try my best with my finger here to mute the low string when I'm playing the E, and then muting the E when I'm playing the low string. So it's kind of at an angle like this, where when I bring it up a bit, it's still on the low A string, muting that, and when I'm bringing it down, it's muting the E. And then also I'm hitting the E string, not just for that popping sound, but just in case there's any vibration still going on in the low A, me really getting a lot of volume out of that other string will make it more present. So in that riff, we got chords, then all that starts over. All repeats. And then goes to the other part. I'm not playing it very well right now, but then right before the breakdown, we have this transition part where we bend up, and bending pretty high on the first fret, and it should sound pretty aggressive and abrupt. And the bend isn't exact. It's not one step or half step or quarter step or anything. And actually in the recording, I have the left guitar pan left and the right guitar pan right, both bending at very different amounts. And that gives it a bit more of a drunken stumble type feel. In fact, to make it sound more like I wanted to, if you were playing in a band, both guitar players would be bending at different amounts. And then that brings it into the breakdown. And so you always want the bend to end on that first fret, but the rest of the notes are kind of fair game. And that is a tritone, which is just first fret and open, just those two bottom strings. And when I'm getting that chord over here, I have the first fret, open, and then I put my pinky just muting the other strings. So I can really dig into the strings and know that these aren't gonna vibrate. And especially when you're gonna be performing it like this, you know, you would want to make sure you have those muted because you're probably not going to be super accurate. And then the pattern is just this. Just going back and forth from palm muting and not palm muting and really digging into the strings. Then after the first breakdown, it goes into the solo, and the rhythm part behind that is just a slightly different version of the verse riff with more open notes. And then you add in two more chords, 8th fret, 7th fret, with that same pattern. Yeah, and then the solo was done by Rabia Masad, and I have no idea how to play it. Maybe he would want to do a video on how to play it, though I haven't asked him. Maybe if you guys want to reach out to him, he could. And he also designed this amp. This is the Kraken by Victory Amps. So he's a big part of this song and part of this video. And then after the solo, it goes back to the breakdown, but we have one guitar doing the breakdown riff, bass doing the breakdown riff, and the other guitar doing a slightly different version of what's going on with the tremolo. So we have one going. And then the other one, the different version of the tremolo riff, is just adding in one more note, so. First fret. And then it moves into just the breakdown. And then the other guitar, the breakdown goes through twice at the end. And for the last one, we have both guitars doing it, but one's only doing some accents. Strings are ringing out like crazy. I'll always record with one of these, or you can use just about anything, but just put something there to stop that. You can hear the strings ringing out when there's a ton of distortion on. So I always record with one of these. But the other guitar for the ending is just doing. So just accents a few parts and then throws in an open A. And that's the song, really. It's pretty simple. Rocks pretty hard though. And now that you know it, if you can play it at your friend's wedding or on a canoe and play it in its correct setting. And I guess I could just play through the whole song in the video since it is, you know, just under 2 minutes. It's pretty short. And then here's the actual intro of the song where we were planning for me to break down the door at a retirement home or something was one of the ideas we had. Into the solo. Well, that's what one guitar is doing. The more interesting part is the lead. That first fret. So yeah, the end of the song, the two guitars are doing something different. And that is Jerome, or Metal in Very Inappropriate Places. So you can go play it at your friend's wedding, as I said earlier, and really cause a ruckus. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. And yeah, so here's the full actual video if you'd like to see it. And we have a making of as well. That's pretty interesting. Oh, it's in drop. Thanks for watching.